Catching chickenpox is a common childhood experience. I'm sure it is not remembered fondly by most. The illness is itchy and generally unpleasant. Despite this, there is a phenomenon of parents exposing their children to chickenpox on purpose, at so-called chickenpox parties. Why are parents doing this, and is it a good idea? First, let's explore what chickenpox is. Like COVID-19 and the flu, chickenpox is caused by a virus named the varicella zoster virus. The virus causes itchy blisters and can also cause flu-like symptoms. It is contagious and can be spread from one person to another by touching the blisters or through an infected person coughing or sneezing. It is more common in children than adults, and chickenpox is worse in adults than it is in children. Once someone has had the disease in childhood, they are usually immune to catching it again as an adult. This is the primary reason behind chickenpox parties. Some parents feel it is better for their child to have chickenpox, given that it is quite a mild illness in children, as opposed to getting it more severely as an adult. At a chickenpox party, children who don't have chickenpox play with a child who does, in hopes that the disease will be transmitted. At this point, it seems like chickenpox parties are a sensible idea. However, there are a lot of risks involved. Chickenpox is usually a mild illness in children, but not always. Otherwise healthy children can experience severe complications of the illness, such as bacterial infections and swelling of the brain. Unfortunately, this can be deadly. Chickenpox is also infectious for 1 to 2 days before symptoms start, so it can unknowingly be spread to people with weaker immune systems that are more at risk of complications. Another risk is the risk of shingles. Shingles is a separate disease to chickenpox, but they are both caused by the varicella zoster virus. Once someone catches chickenpox, their body develops immunity to it. This is done through the production of something called antibodies, and also cellular immunity. Antibodies stay in our body after a disease, and they can very quickly recognise when a virus returns again. They signal this information to the immune system, which can mount an immune response before symptoms reoccur. Cellular immunity involves T cells and phagocytes. When they detect a virus again, the T cells can release chemicals that kill the virus, and phagocytes can engulf and digest the virus. People who have had chickenpox retain the varicella zoster virus in their body for the rest of their life. It goes into latency. It stays in nerve tissue and does not cause symptoms unless reactivated. If it gets reactivated, the virus moves from the nerve tissue to the skin, causing shingles. Reactivation happens because as we get older, or if we have another illness that compromises our immune system, the cellular immunity we have built up against varicella zoster virus weakens. Approximately half of people who had chickenpox as a child will get shingles as an adult as a result of this. Given the risks, chickenpox parties are usually discouraged by medical professionals. However, if you're still looking for a reason to party, why not celebrate that there are now vaccinations against chickenpox and shingles? There is now hope that one day we could create a world where children no longer have to suffer through the nuisance of chickenpox.